Yeah, that was very disappointing for something that is Oktoberfest. Like, it's literally the epitome of
That's what you do.
The actual event.
That's what you do.
And you didn't have beer.
You eat food, you drink beer.
Yeah.
We're back from
We are.
Oktoberfest. It was an Oktoberfest without beer. So we had to come home and do it ourselves.
We had to buy beer, not at Six Flags, to complete this Oktoberfest experience because we did not get it at Six Flags.
They didn't have any German beers in 24s at my store, so we're drinking Sapporo. It's just Axis things. So we'll just jump into it. This food festival thing, Six Flags. I don't really want to be super critical most of the time, but this one it's hard not to be, honestly.
Yeah, and this is the second year that they've done this, but I would think that from last year it was apparently like one booth. And then they were able to expand. So I would think that they were excited and had it down.
But the thing is, this is the third food festival they've done this year. Mm-hmm. And they've all been kind of janky. And you just thought they were going to get it together. And man, was this not getting it together. It's a Paula Abdul song, like 2 steps forward, no, 1 step forward, 2 steps back with the cat in the video, the music video. You don't know that song?
I don't think so.
I just make jokes and references, and then she stares at me. So that's... I'm just gonna stop.
No, keep on doing it. I figure if I stare at you, maybe like
the song is called "Opposites Attract." Oh. That's really what's happening right now.
Touche.
Yeah, but the beer situation was abysmal. Like we got there and we waited in line in the sun. There's no shade anywhere because it's Six Flags Magic Mountain. Who needs shade at Six Flags Magic Mountain?
It's all concrete.
Yeah. We get there and there's 2 beers or 2 options
on tap. Yeah.
Yeah. One of them's cider and one of them's Modelo Negro. They run out of Modelo Negro. We're like 3 people to the line, I think, at that point. Or they run out of the cider first, actually.
And then it's just Modelo.
And then it was just Modelo. And then it's our turn. And they shut down the entire thing.
Yeah. Temporarily closed. Like, as we walked up to go give our IDs and, like, our empty steins.
They ran out of beer.
Done.
Ran out of it.
And there was still quite a line behind us, too, which, that was...
And the line was slow, because there's, like, one dude, he's got many things to do. He's got to give you a wristband. He's got to check your ID. He's got to give you a wristband.
Unpackaged, because you had to have the, like, packaging on the mug before they serve you to make sure, you're not getting your refill.
Your free, your one that you paid for. Yeah.
And then he has to, like, pour the drink. So it's staffing at Six Flags is just such a problem. Like, even the food booths, oftentimes there was like one person in there and it was just so slow and there's only like a few things on the menu.
Yeah, but this guy he's the only one. He's the only dude doing it. And he's got multiple things to do per order. And then he's pouring the beer and I could tell something's not right because it's taking him minutes to pour a single beer. Mm-hmm. So the line is going super slow. But yeah, we get up front and they just, no more beer. We'll work on it.
Yeah. No timing. Like, no timing given. We don't know how long it's going to take.
So, and then you'll see this. We make mention of it in the video too, but like, it's just that, and then, so we go, we're like, fine, we'll go get our second round of food. Hopefully there'll be beer. This is so much to the story. The line doesn't reopen again, and they have 4 beer taps going, but so I just wait a little bit because I'm like, maybe they're, they still got to clear the lines. Whatever. We'll just wait. And so we go up there finally because there's not a big line, but they're pouring something.
What? We don't know.
Yeah. And they're trying to put all 4 beers back. I don't know why they didn't put the other 2 that were out there before.
To begin with, yeah.
Yeah, like so now we're doing it. But anyway, all they had was cider because they couldn't get the taps to work. They were just pouring out foam. Mm-hmm. And there were other people. We just were like, fine.
Let's just do this. We had waited quite a bit.
Yeah.
And like we saw the truck open and close and open and close. So, it's open finally. There's one thing going. It was just the cider, but,
I wasn't going to wait in line a third time.
Right.
So it's been a day.
It's only been like an hour, but it's been a day.
It's been a day. So we tried to get beer earlier, waited in the entire line, and they ran out as soon as we got up front.
Yeah. Once we got it was our turn, and then just, sorry, we're temporarily closed.
So
how long?
Yeah. And then we got food. We ate it up. They opened it up again. It didn't look like it was running well, but we tried anyway.
Yeah.
They were clearing all the lines. The only thing we could get is cider. So that's what we have. Because I wasn't going to wait in the line a third time.
No. Third time, fool me once, fool me twice. Third time, yikes.
They're also out of spicy kielbasa, so hopefully that'll be back once we're finished.
And sadly, no pretzel ice cream.
No pretzel ice cream either. Prost.
Yeah. Just made do with cider, and it was cold at the beginning. It was cool at the beginning. Mm-hmm. It's even cold. It was fine. Was it $16 fine? No.
It was a good cider. I don't know what cider it was. They didn't tell us. Right. There wasn't a menu. There wasn't anything. Eventually, I did see some other beers come out of there, some Modelo. But very soon after that, they just shut the entire thing down for the day. It was done.
Oh, was that done?
Yeah. I don't think they could figure out how to get the beer working.
Yeah, and that's the only place you can get beer. And there were a lot of people who purchased these mugs.
Yeah. And what the hell is an Oktoberfest without beer?
That's weird. Like, ugh. And there's beer throughout the park, so you couldn't just
There's a couple other places.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't allow you to go inside. There's beer at the Ace of Clubs. You couldn't go inside with your cup and get it there. So that's just that was the big, just real utter fail.
Yeah, that was very disappointing for something that is Oktoberfest. Like, it's literally the epitome of
that's what you do.
The actual event.
That's what you do.
And you didn't have beer.
You eat food, you drink beer.
Yeah.
The staff, they've been having problems. And this was a problem with the last food festival, too. Just they don't seem trained.
They don't seem prepared. I feel like, and there was only 4 booths. So there was one person in one. It was one, we came up on this gal.
Poor girl.
Who she told us that it was her first day and she didn't really know what she was doing. So
she did not know anything.
Yeah.
She didn't know how many things. We ordered 2 things. She didn't know how many to click off our thing.
First of all, she didn't even know that she was like, oh.
Should I ring it up? Do I ring it up? She was asking us.
And we could have been really big jerks. There's a lot of people out there, I think, who would have taken advantage of the situation. It's not her fault. I think management just needs to put someone, and this has been the case for even the last 2.
This happened the last
first one.
The first time I kind of was okay with it because it was their first time kind of doing this type of festival. But the last time it was definitely they just kind of throw their staff into the fire.
Yeah, and that's so unfair.
Yeah.
And, then you have a bunch of, customers being really upset, and this poor person who it's not their fault. They just took this job, because they need a job. And
it was eventually I think they did bring a manager over there. And then it started getting, maybe they trained her and maybe it turned out fine, but it was just, how does that happen? How do you just literally throw someone into pretty much a cage?
Yeah.
Because of the booth. and say go. Here's your POS system. There's the food, and they give you a piece of paper of how to make the food
and what goes where. Which there's like I saw her looking through different pages. It's a lot, especially for someone who is not familiar with this stuff. And there were other booths where there were 2 people and who were probably both experienced.
So later on, it was only 1 person per booth.
Oh no!
Yeah. At a certain point, like I just was kind of done with it all because it was hot. Everywhere I turned, they didn't have what I wanted. They were out of a lot of food items, especially the after the beer fiasco. When we finally got our beer, I'm like, okay, let's go get that the spicy kielbasa, and we wanted the pretzel
ice cream. Yeah, that sounded so unique and different.
Yeah,
like pretty.
It was like a salted caramel ice cream. So we were like, let's go get that. We don't have the ice cream, and we're out of the spicy kielbasa. It'll be back here. The spicy kielbasa will be back as eventually. I don't think the ice cream is ever coming back.
We've seen like 1 or 2 coverage of this festival, and I feel like the pretzel ice cream doesn't exist. Like it's been out. No, I've never seen pictures of it. Is it even real? I'm sad because I love ice cream, especially on a hot day. That would have come in clutch. Yeah. Let's talk about the good things.
Yeah. The food.
Let's you start.
I'm gonna go with the food. So the past few food festivals that they've had, I don't feel like they really tried with the food that much. Especially with Foods of the World, like it was very, very basic.
Like he said. I think you mentioned this earlier. It was very mid. Yeah,
it was just very mid. It was what it was. It was like chicken tikka masala. It was chicken tikka masala, a small portion of chicken tikka masala. But they were what they were. But this was like on a different. I want on a different level. It's not like a quality level. It's more just they actually came up with new items. So the food was really like. It was at the Ace of Clubs, which does tri-tip sandwiches. So a lot of things had tri-tip on them. And their tri-tips, German tri-tip. But I like their tri-tip. And like I said this in the video, I think they've improved their tri-tip. It was really tasty.
Very flavorful.
Yeah, really well done. And I'm a tri-tip fan. I grew up eating tri-tips.
We got the German slider that has mac and cheese on it. You can't really see the slider part.
I think it's tri-tip.
Yes, tri-tip with beer mac and cheese. It kind of reminded the ciabatta from Starbucks. It was definitely mashed.
Try to do this one-handed. Doesn't even look like you took a bite.
I didn't get much of the bread. It was a lot of, look, the tri-tip with the mac and cheese. They could just put like tri-tip on top of the mac and cheese and be solid. Be good. I feel like their tri-tip doesn't disappoint. It's from, we're at Ace of Clubs.
Yeah, the Ace of Clubs. Their tri-tip's actually decent. And it feels like it's even gotten better than the last time I've had it.
Yeah.
It's a lot more tender, but it's very well spiced.
So I'll try some with the bread.
When I'm just here on a normal day, this is where I like to eat. I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good size. It's pretty rich, so it doesn't need to be huge. It's good.
And everything. There was one booth like literally everything was covered in beer cheese. And that was the booth with the mac and cheese and tri-tip slider.
Yeah, and they had, I think, a poutine.
They had a poutine with chips.
Yeah.
And I think that also had tri-tip on it.
Yes. Like huge.
Slabs.
We didn't get that, but we got slabs. They had slabs of tri-tip, which is why we also didn't order it. That would have been a little difficult to eat on camera.
Yeah, and then we got the mac and cheese, which was supposed to have bacon, which I don't think there was bacon in it.
It definitely was not bacon, which is okay, but like also not okay because it definitely could have used some sort of like texture on top.
It was a lot. Like I don't want to bash this mac and cheese because it was actually really good mac and cheese, but it was super cheesy. So just be aware, like
take your Lactaid.
it was like half cheese, half macaroni.
I was not mad at it. It was delightful.
German mac and cheese.
Beer cheese with, it's supposed to have bacon in it.
I don't. There's some dots of something, but
I think it's spices. Just
spices.
Okay, here we go. The no bacon mac and cheese, but I'm not mad at
it. It's good mac and cheese. It's got a slight beer taste. It's not like super overpowering. Really cheesy. You like a really cheesy mac and cheese.
I like it. Here, take a bite. I'm happy. Well, I don't have a lactose intolerance, so I'm good. But if you do, definitely.
A lot of times, mac and cheese, especially like where they go wrong is they don't put enough cheese in it. Like this did not have that problem.
Yeah, or they mess up like the cheese flavor, and this was a good cheese.
This was good. It was really tasty. It was really tasty. Yeah, and good portions too. Everything we got was a decent portion.
I mean, considering they're all a la carte, they're about $10.
Yes.
Still good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the seasoned chicken thigh on a skewer. Although I was slightly disappointed I thought it was actually like an actual chicken thigh. And like, I'm thinking like Renaissance Fair, I think. But it was actually like pieces of chicken thigh on a skewer. But despite, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned this, despite the size of the portion, it was tasty.
The chicken
was
was
probably my favorite thing that I ate today.
It was supposed to have, I'm pretty sure it was supposed to have a sauce that we did not get.
At least a lemon wedge. There was supposed to be a lemon wedge. I think it said
like lemon caper sauce on. I can't remember. I think it was supposed to have a sauce, but again, they didn't know what they were doing.
Oh, that was the one with the girl who was alone.
And then we also had the sauerbraten, which was basically just roast beef and mashed potatoes.
Hot roast.
Yeah. It was fine. Those two were just, to me, fine. Like, the chicken was good. The pot roast was good. There was nothing wrong with any of the food we had. Like,
yeah.
And I'd say it was all a step up from the past. Anything they've done before.
Yeah, if you compared the food from like the tacos and the flavors of the world last time,
and even the Christmas.
Yeah,
there's some good stuff at Christmas. We're excited to go about.
Yeah, I'm very excited to cover that because we did not cover that when we first went last year, and it impressed me.
There's some good stuff. And then we finally got the spicy kielbasa.
Yes.
And it was good. It was a sausage, but it had a real good snap.
It did. I love the snap.
Yeah.
I just kept wanting to eat it because I just wanted to hear that.
Yeah, you ate all the skin off the last bite. Left the gnarl. Excuse the German techno. But we did procure spicy kielbasa.
And spicy mustard.
Things are looking up.
It is. On the up and up.
All right. At the sausage.
Juicy. Got a good snap.
Yep.
Spicy.
I'm happy with that.
Worth the wait.
I don't know about that. But it's good.
Give me a second.
I mean, it's a sausage. It's not too spicy though. So if you're just like a little heat.
Yeah. If you're like super sensitive to spicy, I think it'll be it's a good spice. For people who do like spice, it's not super spicy.
Yeah.
It's good. It's got like a little to your mouth.
But yeah, that's how I like to cook my sausages, where the skin gets kind of tight and crunchy. That was good. But it's hard to screw up a sausage, and also I don't mind a sausage on a stick ever.
Yeah, I was actually really excited for that, and it did not disappoint.
Yeah, and they had another booth that we didn't get anything in, but I think it had, they were more like sandwiches, but it was basically like sausages in buns.
Oh. Didn't we get the cake from there?
I don't know.
I feel like we hit all the booths. I think this might have been the cake.
But we didn't get any other food from
like
there. Like
savory
it was
food.
it was like a hot dog, and I think a kielbasa.
That was like the first.
I think another bratwurst. Yeah, it was a bratwurst. And it was in. They were like actual like hot dogs with toppings and stuff, which normally I would get, but I wanted to be a little bit more outlandish this time.
Try more things.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
I will say.
How is it?
I had one bite. It is really good. You should try it. It's chocolate. I know that you're not a big chocolate fan.
Is there coconut in that?
So German chocolate cake has like, I don't know what exactly, but there's coconut on the icing.
Don't get it if you don't like coconut. I don't really taste the coconut, but
I think it's more of a texture thing.
Yeah, it's more of a texture thing. Oh, that's good. That's tasty. And again, huge portion. So.
Look how big this is. Like, almost the size of my head.
So
for the positives, they had a really good area. They had a lot of seating. There was a band that was actually really cute. Like it was an older gentleman band.
And they play for like a half hour, and then they take a break and come back a half hour later. And in between, there was a DJ
who was very sweet, and like he's
kind of a master of ceremonies.
He is. He really got the crowd. Like he started putting games together, and people were volunteering. Like he didn't have to. It wasn't like pulling teeth. People were actively wanting to participate, which was really cool.
Yeah. I mean, it was. The space was really nice. The space had shade. Like where you were eating was all shaded, and that was nice. It was just the lines that were just brutal.
Yeah, and they had a lot of seating. There was a lot of open, benches and tables. So that was really nice not to have to walk through like half the park holding your items, just looking for an open space like areas.
Yeah. And other like they didn't have that in the last food festival either. It was really hard to find places to sit down and eat. So that was nice. It's like one step forward, two steps back. Just like that Paula Abdul song, Opposites Attract.
Right. Would you come back next year?
I'm going to.
We'll see how it's improved. I'm hoping that, I think they just need to be a little more prepared. I think their management, and it's not to go against and talk crap about those who work there. It's not their fault. I think management just needs to like prepare and prepare for things that could happen. Like we run out of beer. What's, plan B, and be able to implement it quickly. So there's not upset customers asking for money.
They spent an hour trying to get the beer working correctly, and they couldn't get it working. So, and like it's either like something's wrong with the line. It's not the workers' fault that they're put in these positions. And it's disheartening. We spent $60. We'll go out of our way. And if you didn't get what you paid for, it's not fun. Everyone was there to have fun and like try new things. And we're going to keep going.
We'll support you.
Hopefully they find some improvements and ways to improve. I mean, they're trying. It's just not quite there yet.
Yeah.
And
great ideas, and for the most part, the execution is mostly there. It's just staffing and having a plan B should things go awry. And I think those are things that you can easily fix. But will they fix it? Who knows? I hope it gets better.
Yeah. Well, until next time.